Trains and snow go very well together, at least for rail fanning. By most accounts, railroading in the snow is kind of miserable for the crews. For rail fanning though, I've always liked the aesthetic that snow brings to trains. Hello fellow train enthusiasts, and welcome to the Pennsylvania 421 channel. The date is November 29th, 2025, the day after Thanksgiving. We had gotten a good amount of snow the day before, so my friend and I decided to head down to Minot, North Dakota to see if we can catch any trains in the snow. It turned out to be a very productive day, even though the poor road conditions thwarted our plan to catch the Amtrak Empire Builder as it approached Minot. And by the time we reached Minot, the Amtrak had already been sitting at the station for about 20 minutes. While waiting for the Amtrak to depart, we heard CPKC horns, so we went to this crossing just west of the Diamond, which turned out to have some pretty weird alarm sounds. It was snowing pretty good as the Rest Bad Manifest rolled past, and would continue to do so off and on for the rest of the day. I kind of botched the recording of the VPU. My plan had been to tap the screen to auto-adjust the focus and lighting of the video, but what ended up happening is I tapped the button for the ultra-wide camera, which caused it to zoom way out, as you can see here. Following that, we walked through the old neighborhood near Moose Park to this crossing just off the Burdick Expressway to watch the Amtrak Empire Builder depart. After the Amtrak, there didn't seem to be much activity on the BNSF side, so we headed over to the small CPKC yard on the south end of town and found these two local units putting together a consist. We didn't watch them for long though, and headed back to the BNSF tracks. It took a full 3 hours for something to show up, and when it did, it confused us because we'd heard the horn signals for a train going through the crossing and assumed it was a CPKC, but nothing showed up for at least 10 minutes. Turns out it was this slow-moving BNSF local, and the sound had carried all the way from the crossings beyond the US 2 highway overpass. very short CPKC local went by shortly after that. About half an hour later, and as the sun began to dip towards the horizon, an eastbound BNSF grainer came rushing past and really stirred up the fresh snow next to the tracks. This train, we had spotted before the previous one went past, but it had stopped near Roosevelt Park. We don't know if it was for a crew change or what the purpose was, but it did get going not long after. It proceeded to stop twice more before pushing back through a switch and onto a siding. Earlier, we'd spotted a train sitting near Roosevelt Park, which had an SC-70 Ace tailing the leader, and we went to check up on that train after this. On the way back, we noticed this train had begun its pushback, and I walked up onto the bridge over the tracks to watch it pass underneath. I believe this is the only bridge in Minot now where you can get an unobstructed view of a train, since they tore down one of the footbridges, condemned the other, and every other bridge has some sort of screening along the walkway. Unfortunately, night rapidly fell after this train. That didn't stop us from catching this train, though, a CPKC eastbound led by two former Canadian Pacific and one former Kansas City Southern locomotives. An hour later, though it felt like a lot longer in the cold, a westbound CPKC rounded the bend, led by a former Canadian Pacific AC 4400 CWM, painted in the CPKC slideshow scheme. Thankfully, the next catch is lit up like daylight from the light poles at the Amtrak station and has a friendly engineer to boot.
This is a big blob.
Remember the train with the ST-70 Ace I mentioned earlier? Well, here it is. What's more, there is a second train coming from the west, which passes literally right after this finishes passing.
It is. You got an ace.
To round out the night, the very same train we watched pass underneath the bridge crept past the station at the same time that the evening Empire Builder arrived. My friend was recording the head end and he was shivering a little bit, so the video is a little shaky and off level. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. If you enjoyed, please consider liking and subscribing. I'll have another rail founding video out soon, where we try out some new locations, see some rare power, and even witness an old caboose still in operation today. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, make sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss it. But that's all I have to say for now, and until next time, goodbye.